guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I've taken the time and I've rigged up a complete plug-and-play S2000 style push-button start kit that we're going to be installing in the Civic today. Now what an S2000 style push-button start is essentially you would take the key, put it into ignition, crank it to ignition 2, and you can't crank any further. You have to use the push button to fire up the car, and to turn off the car, you would just shut it off using the key. In our vehicles, obviously, you crank it to ignition 2, and anything you crank past ignition 2, it fires with the car. So I just wanted to mimic how the S2000 push button start system is and put it into our vehicles. Now, some of you guys that have been following, you know that I have installed a RFID push button start kit into my car, which is essentially this button here. I have since removed it. And there's a few reasons why I removed the RFID push button start system. Number one reason is that really I don't drive my car as often, and having it parked a lot of times, I noticed the battery ends up dying, or not really dying, but drawn to the extent where I can no longer activate my starter. I have to charge it up a little bit in order for me to fire up the car again, and it got really inconvenient and annoying. The reason being is the RFID push button start kit does a parasitic draw on the vehicle. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of other things in the vehicle that does parasitic draw. For example, your clock, your stereo, the memory in your stereo, your alarm system. All these things take a little bit of energy to keep powered up. So your car is never just not drawing anything. It's drawing a little bit, but not a whole lot. But for some odd reason, the RFID system is always drawing a lot of energy to the point where it depletes my battery. And it is a complete brand new healthy battery. I get why it needs to, because it needs to be kept active so that you could scan it, recognizes the RFID, and then you're able to fire up the vehicle. But it just draws too much power for it to do that, and kind of annoyed me to having the car die so many times. The second thing is the scanner system for scanning the RFID chip doesn't always work. It takes some time for it to recognize the chip, and sometimes I'm just sitting there wondering why it's not scanning, and then eventually scans. Sometimes it works really quickly, sometimes it doesn't work so quickly. I don't really know why. It's just the system is just hit or miss here and there. So it really became inconvenient and annoying, because I'm sometimes sitting there, I'm like, have to fire up the system, but it won't recognize my chip, right? And obviously, the third thing, the reason why I removed it is because there's another module that you have to mount in the vehicle. And in my last video, installing the electric power steering, I cleaned up all of my wiring. And during that time, I took the initiative to just pull this whole system out, because it just had a whole bundle of wires everywhere. I just wanted to eliminate some of the unnecessary wiring. So that's the reason why I'm no longer running the RFID system. Instead, I've rigged it up so that we could just do a simple method, because I still want to keep a push button start. I like the look of a push button to start the vehicle. So that's why we're wiring this system up today. So it's complete plug and play. We're going to get started in installing the system. Let's take a look. Alright guys, so as you notice, this is the push button. I'm going to be mounting it in this coin tray here. And if you guys followed in my previous videos, this was originally mounted there. But obviously, like I mentioned, I have since pulled the whole start system out. So I'm going to be putting it back in, utilizing the exact same button. So this plug and play kit could work for any push button, essentially, but I wired it to this one. You could actually wire it to the whole S2000 one if you really wanted the OEM Honda look, but I actually like this button, so we're going to be putting this back. Essentially, this is the harness here. This longer cable here is the button wiring, so we could tie that up. It's a little long, but we'll just zip tie that later. But this will go into your fuse box. The harness from the fuse box will plug into here. This will get grounded, and then this side gets plugged into your push button, and then everything's wired up. Simple. And obviously it's running off of a standard relay, automotive relay. So we're going to get to installing it, and I'll show you guys how to do that. All right, first thing is you open up your fuse box. There's a couple clips here. You pull this panel off. Next, the ignition harness is right here. You see all this wiring here. So you unplug this, push the pin in, and then tug it out. There you go. It's out like so. This side will get plugged into the harness, this side, and then this side gets plugged into the spot on the fuse box. Ground, I'm going to be grounding it up onto the fuse box up here somewhere. And then we could basically plug it in and then fire it up. I'll show you guys how it works once I plug it all in. All right, this is all wired up. As you can see, the push button is all plugged in. And let's take a look at the system here. So we've plugged it into here, as you can see. This is the relay that is running. There's the ground wire, the white. I'll clean this up later and tuck the wires, but it is very minimal in wires. As you see, it's grounded up top at the bolt there. And the other end of this harness is plugged into the fuse box, as you can see. Now we'll fire it up and we'll take a look at how it works. All right, so now we're gonna just crank it. As you can see, it goes to ignition 2. Doesn't fire up any further. Let's clutch in. Doesn't fire up any further. Let's grab the button here and clutch in. Fires up. Now, to shut off the vehicle, that shuts it off. Alright guys, just so that you guys can get a sense of where I mounted the push button. So this is where I mounted it. The 3D printed piece that I made completely fits right in there and it looks pretty good. So that's how it looks now. Now if I have time, I may make a few of these kits available for sale, but if I don't end up doing that, here's a wiring diagram showing you how to wire up a S2000 style push button start yourself. There you go guys, the S2000 push button start kit is fully installed in the car and it is working great. Anyways, I hope this video helps you guys out. If you haven't already, please comment, like, and subscribe, and share my videos. As always guys, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.